He's like, I'm gonna send you. He said the Lord should bring thee a king which I should set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. I know some of y'all might have seen like the movie Roots and how he got here. Like when Kunta Kinte got to this land, his fathers didn't know these folks over here. It was his first time ever seeing these Gentiles like that, the white man like that. It was his first time ever seeing that. You know what I'm saying? But look at verse 37. Now, these are the curses that's going to come upon you if you didn't keep the commandments. Verse 37. Go ahead.
And thou shalt become an establishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, where the Lord shall lead you.
So then he say, when you get where I'm taking you, you going to be a byword like coon, nigga, Afro-American. That's a byword too, because how come a white guy, you gonna hold a conversation with him, he'll say, oh yeah, I'm Italian, I'm Dutch, I'm German. You gonna talk to a black person, he gonna say, I'm Afro-American. How you gonna be two continents? Pick one. You know what I'm saying? You better off saying, I'm from Chicago. You better off at least saying that. At least that's a spot. At least that's one spot. You know what I'm saying? We'll say, we from Africa. And then, the worst part about it, when you say you Afro-American and you say you from Africa, some of y'all like to say, well, I'm from Africa. Could you please name me a country? Because Africa big. Is you from Ethiopia, Somalia? Is you Egyptian? Is you from the Sudanese or something? You talk to an African. I done met plenty of Africans and they can tell you where they from. But the so-called black man, he don't know this. He can't tell you where he from in Africa. He can't even say I'm from the Ivory Coast. None of that. None of that. And we're going to find this. We're going to find out why as we continue to read. Go ahead.
Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field.
Skip down to verse 41. Go ahead.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
He said they're going to go into captivity. Your sons and your daughters are. Let's go over to verse 45 though. Go ahead.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded.
Now you're talking to this nation now, because some people going to try to say, well, this is everybody who don't keep the commandments. No, this ain't everybody. If you look throughout the table of nations, this don't even qualify everybody. And we know that all these nations ain't breaking the command. I mean, they not keeping these commandments. You know what I'm saying? But this don't qualify everybody. People ain't being called, all nations ain't being called by words. All nations ain't getting shipped off like he said in verse 41, their sons and daughters going into captivity. This only happened to one nation. But go ahead, verse 46.
And there should be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
He say this is going to be upon your seed forever for a sign and a wonder. So when you trying to wonder who this people is, look for the sign. Here's the sign. He's showing you right here. But go ahead, skip down to verse. He skipped down to verse 48.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Gonna put a yoke of iron upon your neck. Go ahead though, keep reading.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
See, now think about something now. We talking to the children of Israel while they down, in the wilderness, and he tells them, no, I'm gonna send a nation, or you ain't even want to understand their tongue, and they gonna bring you, and they gonna put you in captivity. And he said, I'm gonna do this they gonna come from the end of the earth. Now, some of y'all might say, well, Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon, he brought the children of Israel and put them into slavery. Yeah, you're right. And the children of Israel got right back in their land some few hundred years later. And then another nation came, where actually, in 70 AD, we saw the children of Israel. You look at history, they got taken off the land, but then they got moved off into the land of Africa. You know what I'm saying? And then, but when you look at who took the black man from Africa, you see it was a nation from the other end of the earth, whose tongue we know nothing about, right? As a matter of fact, let's skip down and you can read, all these signs and all this stuff. You can read this stuff later. We're gonna skip down to verse 64. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there should and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Go ahead.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life.
Now, we'll skip down to verse 68.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now think about what he just said. I'm going to bring you into Egypt again with ships. They left Egypt. The Lord opened up the Red Sea, and they walked out. He said, I'm going to bring you into Egypt again with ships. When they was in Egypt, they were slaves. He's showing them, he's like, I'm going to bring you into slavery again. And this time it's going to be, because it's going to be so far, y'all going to have to take some boats. This is what he's telling the children of Israel. He just letting them know, keep my law, please. But go ahead.
By the way, whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
That's right. Let's go over to chapter 32. Chapter 32, and we're going to pick this up in verse 1.
Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass, because I will publish the name of the Lord. Ascribe ye greatness unto our God. He is the rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment, a God of truth and without iniquity. Just and right is he. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked generation. So
the question is, what did we do? What did the children of Israel do? Well, he's saying right here, they are corrupt. They have corrupted themselves. You know what I'm saying? This is a perverse and crooked generation, right? Go ahead.
Do ye thrust requite the Lord, O foolish people, and unwise? Is not he thy father that hath brought thee? Have he not made thee and established thee? Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bonds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
So even when the Lord established this from 21 jump, he was like, look, when he decided to make man, he had already had in the plan that I'm going to do all this according to the sons of Israel. So one way or another, Israel was going to go out here and be amongst the sons of man, the sons of Adam. We was going to either be by choice or we was going to be forced to be so. And it would have been by choice. It was because the Lord had given us these commandments, and we was going to keep them, and we was going to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? But let's go on over to and you can read. Let's skip down to verse 15. Let's get down to verse 15. Go ahead.
But Joshua waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat. Thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook God which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to God, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Of the rock that begat thee thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters.
Read verse 20. Go ahead.
And he said, I will hide my face from them.
So